He says. All right, that'll be the thumbnail. Hey, how you doing? I'm Landon. Welcome to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to my channel and click a like on the video. If you do like the video, of course, watch the video first, because don't just like something because I said so. Don't just do what people tell you. Yeah, you know what? I thought I'd do a video and talk about, I like stories. I like when people tell stories. I don't consider myself a great storyteller, but I like when people talk about firsts and the first time they did something, or, you know, memorable events. And so I'm going to talk about this guitar. And this was my first guitar that I got back in, I forget if the year was 2002 or 2003. It's one of those 2 years. And so yeah, I'm just going to tell you the story about this guitar and my experience with starting guitar and my experience with playing guitar. So this is, again, I mentioned this back in 2002. I'm going to say 2003 because I think that's what it was. I had some friends that were playing in a band. They were playing professionally. And I was living in Ottawa at the time. Didn't have a car, so I had to take a bus up to visit them, and this was up in North Bay, Ontario, small city in Northern Ontario, and so they were playing in a band, and that inspired me to get into playing. I went to a store in that city. I don't remember the name of it. It might have been like Music City or something like that, and it's since been acquired by Long & McQuaid, so I don't think it's around anymore. So I wanted to get a guitar. I wanted to learn on acoustic, and my only requirement was that it had a hard shell case, and I didn't want to spend that much. I had like $500, I think. So I ended up finding this. It's a Yamaha Country Jumbo, and it's huge. I didn't realize at the time how big it was compared to other acoustics. Like, I was a total noob for guitars at the time, and it had a hard shell case. It was like $300, so I'm like, sold. I'll take it, and I bought that. That was my only requirement, that I could take it on the bus with me. It was like a 5-hour bus ride back home, and I didn't want it to get damaged, being my first guitar, or just being a guitar at all. So yeah, so I bought it, brought it home, and this is all before YouTube and online lessons and all that stuff. So 2003, how do you learn to play guitar? You either hire an instructor or you take lessons. And me being cheap, I bought a CD-ROM package. I forget the name of it, but it was like some kind of learn yourself music. I don't even know the name, but it was QuickTime videos on a CD-ROM, and you put them on. And I don't know, maybe it was like 10 lessons, and that's how I got started. Was that the right choice? I don't know. I think it worked out okay. I'm still not the best guitarist, but it got me going. Taught you the basics, you know, like chord progressions, basic chords. Once I was able to do basic chord progressions, you know, just simple stuff. I'm not sure how this is going to pick up in here. Is in tune? There we go, a little bit better. Yeah, so once I was able to do stuff like that, some chord progressions, and you know, the muscle memory and moving your fingers around was the hardest part at the beginning. I started writing songs, and you don't really need to know much to start writing songs. So if I can find it, I'm actually going to play the original, the very first song I ever recorded. I think I did it like on a Windows PC with software called Fruity Loops or something like that. This is just all from memory right now. If I can't find it, this part's going to get cut out. But otherwise, let's have a listen.
When I go walking round this town, I see the buildings crumbling down. Oh, oh no, a friendly face the years gone by. They left this town with no goodbyes. Oh, so it's up to them to work things out, and it's up to them, but they'll scream and shout. up to them to work things out, and it's up to them. Please don't scream and shout.
Then from there, I probably wrote about 10 songs, and I started a band. So I put a post up on a forum and or a news group or something like that, and I said I want to start a band. And this is before smartphones and cell phones, so you're just like getting together with some people for the first time and trying things out. And so it worked out. I had a band for a while. I ended up using this guitar live for a number of gigs and recording a number of songs with it too for an EP that we did. Our band was called Permanent Daylight. It's the name was inspired by a Radiohead B-side, and it was fun. Played for a few years. Point of this video, getting back to the title and the question I was asking at the beginning, how rare is this guitar? The only reason I'm asking that is I recently put up a video where I did a song. I sang and played.
I like to be voted off the silent so soon.
And somebody asked me in the video, they said, what is that guitar, a Yamaha? And a Yamaha question mark. I replied back, yes, it's a Yamaha. And they said, I know it's a Yamaha. What kind of Yamaha? So I didn't know the model number offhand. If we open it up, if you take a look inside, you can see it there. It's FJ661. And I don't know Yamaha model numbers very well. I don't know the history of this guitar. I just know it was used. One interesting thing about it is the finish is there's more finish on this side than this side. So I assumed there was a pick guard under here and it was pulled off, but I can't confirm that. So anyways, getting back to it, yeah, I googled the model number, and I'll show you what came up. And the information is pretty vague. There's not that much information about it. A couple of hits, somebody's selling it on Reverb, and there's some posts from forums years ago. And basically the history of it, it looks like it was made, if this information is correct, I'm totally going off the internet, and this could all be wrong. It looks like it was made for 1 year in the 90s, and that was it. So to get this guitar, it might be hard to find it. Manufactured for 1 year, is it something that people want? I think it's a really cool guitar because of the size. It's very loud. The only thing that's a little bit uncomfortable is if you're smaller, putting your arm over the edge like that is not that comfortable. It doesn't have a tummy cut or anything like that. The lack of information and somebody saying it's a rare guitar, does that actually make it rare? What is rare to you? If it was just made for 1 year, and I guess that kind of makes it rare, unless they made like a billion of them, that doesn't necessarily increase the value either. So I just thought it was interesting that I didn't know the history of it, but we can see the history of it now. It's a nice guitar though. Quickly look it over. It's gold. I did have it modded. I had a new nut cut by a luthier and put a Fishman transducer pickup in the bridge. So there's a battery. They drilled a hole. It's got a plug connector, and there's a 9-volt battery just underneath inside there, which is kind of a pain because if you want to get it out, you need to take the strings off. I still have it. I've written a number of songs on it. This guitar doesn't come out of the case that often, but I still really like it. I really like the sound. It's very boomy, meaning you don't really, if you're in a room and you want to play it, you don't need to mic it up or anything like that. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Well, first of all, do you think this is a rare guitar? Is this, and does that even matter, right? Let me know, what was your first guitar? Because I started on this, I started on acoustic. Do you think it's smarter to start on electric or on acoustic? It's my opinion that acoustic is harder. This is definitely, the action on this is harder. The strings are thicker than an electric. Electric's much easier on your hands when you're just getting started off. When you're starting out, I mean, playing guitar. Your finger strength, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think your hands will get stronger playing with an acoustic first, and then moving to electric will just be a little bit easier. And that was my experience. I got an electric, my first guitar, a Tele. Maybe I'll save that for another day. Got that a couple years after this. Yeah, so I just wanted to share the story of my first guitar, and this is it. I told you I'm not a good storyteller, but hey, it is what I am. I am what I is. If you enjoyed the video, again, subscribe to my channel. Click a like on the video if you did like it. And as always, play guitar and have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
I love you, I need you, I want you so bad. I wish that I could find someone, but if I had the chance.